Good morning and happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of my messaging mini classes right here on my Facebook page. Thank you so much for making the time to watch this replay. Today, we're going to be talking about how to find the right words to connect with the right people. You know, your dreamiest clients. And how this might be showing up for you is that you may see some things happening in your marketing that aren't working. So we're going to dive into that topic today, help you better understand what it takes to find those right words so that you can fix it and make your message roar, right? For those of you who don't know me or don't know me well, my name is Karie Price. I'm a brand messaging coach, helping ambitious service-based business owners find and own the words to stand out, be heard, and make your message roar. Now, if you're joining me live, please say hello in the comments so I can greet you properly. And if you're watching the replay, please say hello so I know that you watched and I can come back and thank you and answer any questions that you might have. So before we jump into today's topic, where I'm going to be talking about how to find the right words to connect with and attract the right people. Those are your dreamiest clients. I want to let you know that I'm assuming a couple things about you. The first thing is I'm assuming you're brilliant at the thing you do. You wouldn't be in business for yourself if you weren't really good at the thing that you do, and that has caused you to go out and decide to go into business for yourself. Fair? So I'm going to assume that about you. The second thing that I want to assume about you, and I want to let you know that, is I'm assuming you're doing some marketing. Look, as much as we might hate it sometimes, when you go into business for yourself, even though it's to do this brilliant thing that you do, the reality is one very important job that we have as business owners is to market our products and services, to make sure that people know about what we offer and why they might want to work with us. Now, some people say, especially in the beginning, you should personally be marketing like 4 hours a day. Over time, you'll be able to maybe automate some of that, get more efficient, and leverage everything in your business, including your marketing. But I'm assuming that you are doing marketing. Now, that could be showing up on social media. It could be doing video or writing posts, email marketing, communicating with people through your email list, in-person networking. Whatever it is, marketing is about getting your message out there and letting people know who you are, what you do, who you serve, and why they should care, right? Hey, Sandy, so great to see you. Thank you for joining me live. So I'm assuming both of those things about you, that you are brilliant at the thing you do, and you are doing some sort of marketing. Whether you feel like that's working or not, that's okay. We can totally fix that. But I just want to give you that understanding of where I'm coming from. Hey, Helen, so great to see you. Thank you for joining me live. Okay, so if it's true that you are brilliant at the thing you do, and you are doing some marketing, I'm also actually going to assume a third thing, and that maybe your marketing isn't performing as well as you'd like it to perform. Maybe you're doing the things, whatever marketing technique you choose, whatever funnel or social media platform or whatever you're doing, I'm going to assume that you feel like it could do better. And maybe that's because you're not getting the amount of response that you want. How many of you put out social media content and you don't get engagement? No likes, no comments, and you're like, is anyone even reading my stuff, right? Or you're sending out emails and your open rates or your click-through rates on your emails are low. By the way, let me just stop here and let you know, like industry average good open rates on an email that you send out to your list is like 18%. So if you're getting 18%, that's totally normal. If you're getting above 18%, that's exceptional. So I just wanted to level set that, okay? When you're looking at, is what you're doing working? Email is still a very effective way to market, but just know the open rates are kind of low. So whatever you're doing, you're either not getting the response, or Maybe you feel like you are attracting people, maybe into your Facebook group if you have one, but they're not the right people. And this all comes down to, do you have the right words that's connecting with and attracting the right people? We don't want to attract everyone to our business. So many reasons why. One, billions of people on the planet. You can't possibly serve them all, even if they came to you. Two, you're not going to be the right fit for everybody, and you don't want to work with anybody, right? Like, not just anybody. You know that there are people that you would love to work with every day, that you resonate with, that will be the perfect client for you. And you know that there are people out there that you're like, please don't buy from me because you might be a lot of work to work with. I'm just saying, right? Let's be honest. So you don't want to attract just everybody. You want to get really good at attracting the people that are going to value what you do, need your help, are going to be amazing clients to get fantastic results. Yes, so that you can use them as testimonials, but most importantly, so that you know that you're having impact and change on that person, right? You're giving them that transformation. Their lives are better after they work with you, right? Helen says, thanks for those stats. Yeah, you're so welcome. I know it's so frustrating when you're doing email marketing and you send out emails and you're like, really? Like only 18% of people are opening it. Totally normal. Okay. I will share with you, I average about a 25% open rate. So know that it can be better. And there's a lot that goes into that. But if you're getting 15 to 18%, totally normal. Sandy says, mine are not the right people. I need to reach out to others. Yeah. Okay. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. Oh, and Sandy also says, I get likes and comments, but they just don't buy. Sandy, thank you for sharing that. That is a huge indicator that they are potentially not your ideal client. They're not the right person, at least not right now. That doesn't mean they might never be the right client. And a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, I actually did a Facebook Live on Are You Planting Enough Seeds? I think you were on that, Sandy. But the thing to remember is some people will take longer to germinate and be ready to invest with you. And some people, if you can identify the right people, they have a need right now, they're looking for a solution, and you want to be the one that they think of, right? When all of those things align, then they will respond to your offers to buy more quickly. Okay, let me take a sip of tea. Oh, let me tell you guys a funny story real fast. I was away this weekend on a second annual girls trip, and where we go is about a 5-hour drive for me. So I was audiobooking there and back. But my husband thinks it's weird that I get sleepy when I drive. You would think that it keeps you awake. But I know that one of the things that helps me stay awake is I eat pumpkin seeds, and like that whole like hand to mouth thing, like there's stuff going on. It helps just keep me alert. Unfortunately, though, with all that salt, it messes my throat up. And my throat's been really dry for the last couple days. So I might be sipping on my tea a little bit more than normal today, just because I've had this little frog in my throat since Sunday. Okay. So like Sandy said, if you're getting likes and comments and those people don't buy, or maybe you're not getting the likes and the comments and people aren't resonating with the content that you're putting out there, especially on social media. Really great way to see if people respond, right? They have an ability to like it, love it, leave a comment. So we get a little bit more immediate feedback on the content that we put out there. There's a couple things, though, that you might be doing. One that you might not realize that you're doing. And so I want to give you some awareness of it, because this will be something you can immediately start to fix. And then this will lead into a little bit more on what you want to start revising about your message. Because here's the thing with your marketing. If it's not doing its job for you, now, I don't have real statistics on this. This is my gut, though, from what I see. When I see people say, my thing doesn't work, my funnel's not working, my webinar's not closing, my landing page doesn't convert. When I look at this stuff, 90% of the time, it's a messaging problem. It's the words that you're using, the emotion that you're instilling or not. It's how you're talking about your thing. Hands down, like it's probably more than 90%, but I'm going to use that as a conservative number. Okay. So here's a couple things that might be happening for you, or what you might be inadvertently doing and not realizing it. And it's because you just don't have an awareness of this yet, right? So I'm going to help you with that. The first thing that you might be doing is you're using your jargon, or because like I said, remember, one of the things I'm assuming about you today is you're brilliant at what you do. You're an expert at the thing that you do, which means you've probably been doing it for a while and you've immersed yourself in being the best that you can be in your area of expertise. With that comes a whole new language. Now, whether you've always been a business owner or you've worked a corporate job, or prior to, a job but prior to being a business owner, remember what it's like when you go to work for a new company, or you start a new job, or you started in your industry. And at first you sort of don't understand the language. You don't understand the lingo. And over time you start using the acronyms, you start using the sayings that everyone in your industry uses, right? And when you're working a job and you're working for someone else, that's super valuable for you to be able to speak the lingo and the jargon. However, when you shift to go and work for yourself and you're now trying to attract people to you that are not in your industry, think about that for a moment. Your ideal clients are not in your industry. There will be some of you where you serve your peers, but let's just assume like you're serving a client, right, who's going to come pay you for your service to get a transformation. They are not in your industry. They don't understand that jargon. They don't understand that language. The way that you talk about things may confuse them. Or even if it makes sense to them, they aren't words that they're thinking. It's not the way they think. And so they don't respond to it. So what I often see happening is people are talking in their language, right? You're talking in your language. You're not talking in your ideal client's language. We're going to talk more about that. Another thing that I see people do that, again, this is not a judgment thing that you're doing this, because it's your natural tendency. Like even speaking the jargon, you probably inadvertently, subconsciously, you think I need to use the language of my industry to sound like I know what I'm doing, so that people know, look, I've invested in learning and being this expert. And if I use that language, it'll make me sound like a qualified expert, right? So think of it like when you're talking to a doctor and sometimes they speak doctor language, diagnosis and body parts, and you're just like, could you please say that in English, right? You get a little bit of confidence that like, okay, the doctor really knows the anatomy, even though I don't know the anatomy, but it doesn't mean anything to you. You're like, can you explain that? Like whatever this bone thing's really called, it's my elbow. Can we just talk elbow language and not whatever all the things are that connect in the elbow, right? So it's normal to do that. But another thing that you might be doing when you're marketing is we feel like, I'm going to put myself in the bucket too. Like I have to consciously watch out for this too, you guys. But you talk about the things that you think they need to know. Let me try phrasing that a different way. You might be inclined to talk about here's the problem that you have, and here's all the things that like this is why that's a problem, and this is what you need to do to fix it. And none of that is in their understanding, right? One overly simplified example to give you. So even if you're a business coach, let's say, and you help people scale their business, and like here's a problem that they have, and in order to scale, they need to be able to do A, B, and C. But the very first critical step is it's a mindset change. And you need to work on the way you think and what you believe about yourself, what you believe to be possible. But when people are in a place where they're like, I want to go from here to there, and I want to know you have the path, they need mindset work. They might not know it yet, and that's not what they're looking for. So you want to be thinking about and talking about what they are looking for. Sandy says you hit it on the head. Yeah, we all have a tendency to do this because, again, we are experts at what we do, and we're trying to educate and inform people how to get those results, which, yes, they want to hear that, but not initially. Like initially, that's not what people are looking for. I'm going to talk to you about what they are looking for though in a minute. And so we might have a tendency to talk about what we do, why we do it, why you should care, from our perspective. Very common problem. And that's might be why your marketing is not working. Another thing that you might be doing is that you're talking to too many people about too many things. Now, for those of you who are multi-passionate, I know the walls just went up a little bit, but bear with me. If you are trying to do a lot of different things and speaking to a lot of different groups of people, that's a lot of messaging that you've got to get really locked in on. For every group of people that you're targeting and for every unique offering, you have to do the amount of work that one laser focused person has to do times however many things you have, right? So if you've got 3 or 4 areas of focus and you want to talk to 2 or 3 distinct target markets, I mean, the numbers are that 6 potential variations of your message that you need to get clear on. And if you try and bring all that up and get broad, and you can, there are ways to brand yourself with a hierarchy in your message, a hierarchy in your brand. But you're still, if you try and generalize too much, now people don't know specifically what you help them with. Right? So they see your stuff and they're like, okay, but I have this problem. I don't know. Can you help me? I think you kind of might do that. But then you say you do this other thing. How do I know you're really an expert at the thing I'm looking for help with? Right? Sandy, totally normal. Sandy says, I'm one that does that. I get so excited and I want them to know everything. Yes. Here's the thing. You can be multi-passionate. You can do multiple things. It doesn't mean you have to do all of them right now in front of every person you talk to, right? Be known as an expert in something. I'll share with you, for myself. You guys know I am out here every week, all my content, everything I put out there, I help you with your messaging. I help you build your messaging foundation that you can plug into any marketing technique, right? I don't teach a lot of marketing techniques, although I do provide my clients some bonus help to do some marketing. But that's what I'm all about, helping you build this messaging foundation that everything builds up from, everything you're already doing, you're already investing in, right? And that's what I tell people I do. But do you know that my clients tell me that, I help them with their marketing, like the implementation of their marketing. I'm there for them for all of that. That their business, they ask me about business advice and guidance and support and help. I do all those things too, because I'm all in with my clients when I work with them. I don't hold anything back. But I don't need to tell everybody like, oh, and by the way, I make your whole business roar, because my clients tell me that's what I do too, right? They say, Karie, you just didn't make my message roar. You made me roar. You made my business roar. I don't need to go out and tell that because I want to be known as an expert in messaging. It's a very specific problem that I know I am skilled at helping you solve. I also happen to know it does all these other things. And I don't have to talk about that all the time. And you don't have to talk about all those things either. Okay? So here's what's happening if you're doing those things. You're seeing that your marketing is not working. It's not being effective. It's because you're not laser focused on who those right people are, right? When I say you need to find the right words to connect with and attract the right people, you need to get laser focused on who those right people are. Know who it is that you serve in such a way that it's so easy for you to talk about anything in a way that's relatable for them, that they know you get them. You want them more often than not to be thinking, oh my gosh, is she in my head? Like, that's exactly what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling. And that's, the problem I have and what I want the result to be. You want them to think you're in their head. And in order to do that, you need to get really laser focused on who the people are that you're talking to, those dreamiest clients, so that you can find the right words that speak specifically to those people, right? And I've talked about, oh, sorry, the frog's coming out. I've talked about this before, but it's more than the ideal client avatar. A lot of people talk about the ideal client avatar, and that's mostly focused on demographics. That's a great starting point. That doesn't tell you how to talk to them, though. It's so much more than that. The other thing that's happening and why your marketing is not working if you're making one of those mistakes that I talked about is that you're not talking to those ideal clients, those dreamiest clients, in a way that they care about. As much as we might know we're brilliant at the thing we do, it's not about us. It's about what we do for them. It's about what is in it for them. We are all inherently selfish people. We want to know what's in it for me, right? So your ideal clients need you to be speaking to them about the things they care about. Absolutely ways to weave in what you want them to know, but you have to find the right words that resonate with them so that they know you get them, that you have that expertise, that's what they're looking for, and ultimately they want to take action to work with you, right? And then one other thing I just want to call out that I see, especially if you're speaking jargon and you're speaking the language of your peers, what happens is you do not stand out from all the other people who say they do the same thing you do. You're all speaking the same jargon and you're not one of a kind. So even if your words are clear, even if it's like, I absolutely understand what you do, but now you sound like everybody else and I just forgot your name. I see this happen all the time when people introduce themselves in my own group, or when I see people introducing themselves in other places, or I meet people at networking events or conferences and they introduce themselves. I'm like, yep, totally know what you do. And I just probably met 20 other people who did that too. So what's going to make me remember you? So when you're speaking the language of your peers, when you're speaking the language of your industry, most other people are doing that too. You don't stand out. All right. So what do you do? Sandy says, yes, uniqueness. Yeah. One of the key elements to make your message roar is that you're one of a kind. You need to not sound like anybody else, right? So that's one of the keys to finding the right words. And I'm gonna break this down really quickly and then wrap it up. I'm trying to keep these shorter. I had fewer bullet points this time. I am not doing a great job of keeping these short for you guys, but I really want to, because I want these to be bite-sized things that you can be thinking about taking away and processing and implementing in your own business right away. Okay. So how do you find the right words? Well, it starts with getting super clear about who your ideal client is and what their pain, problem, and struggles are as it's showing up for them in their everyday life. When you're able to do that and you can speak that language, that makes you more relatable. That's the first R in making your message roar, right? You need to make sure that you are relatable. That comes down to using their language. And that takes some time. You can do some market research to get them to explain to you what their problems are in their words. And there's a very specific way that you can lead them to that with open-ended questions and things like that. But you need to make sure that you first know who it is that you want to be relatable to. Who are those right people, right? Then you need to work on your one-of-a-kind way of talking to them. Again, you're an expert at what you do. There are other people who are experts too in your industry. You're not the only one. It's okay. Competition's not bad, you guys. You're not going to be the right fit for everybody, and not everybody do you want to be a right fit for you, right? And so let them find other people to help them with the problem. Totally fine, right? But you need to make sure that you are showing up in a one-of-a-kind way that gives people something to remember. When they meet you, you don't sound like everybody else where it's like, yep, I get what you do, and I instantly forgot your name, and I'm not going to remember you when I have that need. So what does that mean? When they come across, when they're like, I'm ready, they're going to come across somebody else who says they do that, and they're like, okay, well, yep, you guys all sound the same. You must be the same, right? You don't want that. So you need to make sure you show up with a one-of-a-kind message so that they understand why you are the best choice to help them with that problem. And that's going to help you to start to find the right words. All of that, when you have the right words to connect and attract the right people, that makes your message actionable. That's what's going to allow those right people to be attracted to you, to engage with you, to be warmed up and ready to buy from you when they have that need, right? And all of that helps you be reliable. The last R in make your message roar. You want to be seen as that expert every single time. And when you have the right words, when you have those words that speak to them, that helps you be one of a kind, then you will consistently be seen as the expert. Now, I actually have a 4-part framework to dive into that in more detail and tell you exactly the elements that make your message relatable, what to develop to make your message one of a kind, how you start using it in a way that makes your message actionable so that you can show up and make your message reliable. I'm actually breaking down that whole 4-part framework in my live masterclass that I'm holding tomorrow. And I actually have 2 times to choose from. They will be live both times. If you're not already registered, I highly encourage you to grab a spot. I'm doing it at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow and 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So hopefully one of those times works for you, but I'm going to break down for you the entire 4-part framework that makes your message roar, that helps you get and find those right words to connect to those right people and attract more of them to your business. And you guys, totally actionable masterclass. You're going to walk away with things that you can do yourself right away. But it also gives you a sneak peek inside my program because these are the exact elements I help my clients develop. So you're going to get a peek into that program. I actually will be opening enrollment in that program tomorrow as well. And for the first time since January, I'm offering a small group coaching option. So if you have at all been interested in better understanding what it takes to develop your messaging, join my masterclass, even if you're not interested in my program, because I want to give you the very actionable steps that you can start taking right now to help you move closer to finding those right words to attract those right people. Sandy, I saw that you were registered. I'm so excited. I'm glad that you'll be there for the 8 p.m. live session. I'm super glad you're going to be there. So I'm not holding anything back, you guys. I'm going to tell you, you're going to be able to walk away and do some of this on your own. But it is only an hour, so I can't give you everything. But I want you to be able to start doing this right now. There is no reason why you can't start using words that are going to attract your ideal clients more easily. So if you are not yet registered, just go to karieprice.com/roar to grab your spot. Oh, I don't have a little thing. Let me pop one up really quick. I didn't put this together. There we go. Let's just add that. karieprice.com/roar to grab a spot in one of the 2 live masterclasses that I'm doing tomorrow. I'm breaking down the whole 4-part framework for you guys. You are not going to be surprised that it's in more detail how to make your message relatable and what elements of your message you need to develop and how to do that. What elements make your message one of a kind, what elements make your message actionable, and how all of that makes your message reliable and how you can start using that. So take a look, grab a spot, karieprice.com/roar. If you have any questions, bring those to the live masterclass with you because I will stay on as long as there are questions and answer all of those for you. Okay. In the meantime, just know that you are brilliant at what you do. You're an expert at what you do, or you wouldn't be trying to build a business around that. What we need to do is find the right words that's going to attract those right people. And I'm here to help you do that because I don't want you blending in and sounding like everybody else. I want you to stand out. I want you to be heard. So let's make your message roar. Have a great day, and I will see you back here next week for the next messaging mini class. But don't forget, go sign up for that masterclass, karieprice.com/roar. See you next week. Bye.